Hello again, everyone. I'm Daniel, the cross-cultural nerd, here with another video for you today. Today, we're going to talk about the novel coronavirus, or the Wuhan virus as it's sometimes called. It's been rocking the world news ever since January, and from what I know, it was first detected in December in the city of Wuhan in Hubei province, which is actually south of Henan, the province I'm in. And initially, allegedly it started in some kind of wet market that was selling lots of animals for consumption, especially certain types of wild animals that one doesn't normally consume in China or in the States, like bats. And people are thinking that bats were the originating species of this virus. I should also mention that these animals were kept in extremely unsanitary conditions, which possibly, actually not possibly, did help to facilitate the growth of this disease. That Anyway, it has since spread. It's a virus very similar to SARS back in 2003, 2004, and it's already grown bigger than SARS. More cases already. And SARS lasted for about 4 months, I think, and we've already got more cases now. So I'm going to be clicking between different web pages on my end, so you'll see my eyes going back and forth and hear some clicks from time to time. So, per the United States Center for Disease Control, the CDC, symptoms include fever, cough, shortness of breath. It affects people in different ways, different intensities. Some people had few symptoms. Some people have gotten severe symptoms and have died. It's typically transmitted person to person and can be transmitted from animals to people and from people to animals, from what I'm hearing. Again, the virus is said to have originated with someone eating a bat. I should emphasize this is not a normal diet in China. I know that there have been a lot of stereotypes flying around these days, and bats are not a common food here. But I think someone just wanted to eat something niche and messed it up. Anyway, it's thought to occur through person-to-person contact, usually through respiratory droplets. Treatment so far, there hasn't really been one certain treatment from what I'm hearing. My wife says she's heard that people have tried treatments for flu, treatments for like similar to what they used for SARS back in the day. Even some anti-AIDS medicine has been tried, from what she's heard. But again, this is mostly hearsay on Weibo and other stuff that she's been reading about and watching videos about. However, people have recovered, which is a very, very good thing. A lot of people have died, but a lot of people have recovered. There hasn't been one specific cure. We do know that the flu vaccine does not help with this. Thankfully, my wife and I are both okay. Our dog is okay, so that's definitely good. Per oh gosh, let's see here. ECNS.cn, like I just looked this up a bit ago. I forget what it stands for. Actually, hang on. Let me do a little scroll up thing. Now whatever. Anyway, per ECNS.cn, some people had recovered in Jiangxi province, and per an expert with their emergency headquarters on epidemic prevention and control there, a guy named Zheng Wei, based on analysis of the cured patients, early detection and timely treatment are key to their recovery. And so far, most of the victims have been above the age of 55, and usually have had some previous respiratory problem in the past. Like especially pneumonia. If you've had pneumonia in the past, then your chances are higher of getting this virus. There's no certain vaccine yet, but apart from the stuff I already mentioned, there's really no specific treatment. But a lot of people have been treated and have recovered using a mixture of Chinese and Western medical treatments. So the big thing is early detection and practicing basic hygiene. Prevention, according to the CDC, and this is similar information being circulated in the States and in China. Wash your hands often for at least 20 seconds, especially after going to the bathroom, before eating, and after blowing your nose, coughing, or sneezing. If you don't have soap and water, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Don't touch your face with unwashed hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Stay home when sick. Don't go out too much, that sort of thing. And, just practice basic hygiene, but at a higher degree, And we've been doing our best. We've been doing our best to do that. We've gone out seldom compared to how often we normally go out. We have gone out a few times because we've had to go out and get groceries. Now, as for how China is working to prevent this, China's had a lot of experience with disease outbreaks. You had the SARS outbreak back in 03, 04. You've had a couple different kinds of swine flu and bird flu. I was in my first year in China when, was it first or second year, when the H7N9 bird flu broke out, and that one was nowhere near as severe, but you still saw precautions being made, and a lot of businesses refused to sell chicken because it was said to have originated from a flock of contaminated chickens. Anyway, at any rate, there were very few cases in Hunan at that point. But this is big. I forget the last time we had an outbreak bigger than SARS. But either way, it was a long while ago. Definitely before I came to China. Definitely before SARS. If it happened at all. Anyway, China has been cracking down on this. Wuhan, the largest city in Hubei province, is ground zero for this, and all of Hubei province is essentially on lockdown. Don't go in, don't go out. And I have a Filipino friend who was visiting her husband's family in a city about 150 kilometers away from Wuhan, and she had plans to go to the Philippines to visit her family after they were done in Wuhan, but this happened, and then the whole province got locked down, and so now she's kind of stuck there. Individual neighborhoods have had their gate guards posted, being really strict to who comes in, who goes out. In my particular neighborhood, which is in Luoyang's new district in the Anla area, our guards have you put down your name, your ID number, your phone number, what time you go out, what time you return. You mark that down when you return, what you're doing going out, that sort of thing. Only the main road into the area is open. So you can't go through the multitude of side roads. You must go you must go through Xueyuan Road to get into this neighborhood. And there are other neighborhoods nearby that are also blocked off. You got to get in a different way. And if you don't wear a mask, they get on you. And I don't have a Chinese ID card, so I've had to carry my passport on me when I go to the grocery store. Some neighborhoods in other parts of China aren't letting anybody in or out at all. And most of those have supermarkets in the neighborhood, which is good, because if they didn't, people would be in trouble. But still, stock comes once a day, and when you've got a lot of people in the neighborhood, that stock can go pretty quick. And anyway, there are varying degrees of enforcement in this lockdown. Luoyang is not fully locked down per se, but individual neighborhoods have had their own entry-exit policies. I believe traffic coming into town has been closed off, at least for now, and international flights have been canceled. And Luoyang's not as bad as a few other cities in Henan province. Zhengzhou, being the capital and largest city in the province, and also the busiest rail hub in China, has I think the third most cases. The most cases right now are in Nanyang and in Xinjiang. I believe Xinjiang has the most in Henan. I'll do some checking in a little bit because I'm going to read you some of the stats. And they are right next door to Hubei province, and they've got the most cases in Henan province just because of the proximity. And Luoyang's cases have gone up quite a bit too. Anyway, anything else I want to cover in that regard? I don't want to waste too much time on this. So I'm already into 11 and a half minutes in the video. Let me give you just a quick tally. I put a public post on Facebook through my personal account about the number of cases, and I think that was January 28th, 29th, something like that, and it has gone up dramatically. Thankfully, the rate of increase is slowing down gradually. It was from like 25% to 22% per day to 20%. Now it's down to like was it 15% increase or something like that? 12% increase? I forget the numbers my friend has told me because he's been keeping up with this religiously. But let me just give you some numbers. This is through Sina, the company that owns Weibo, or Xinjiang. And I should remind you, this is a mainland source, so you're going to hear some territories included that you may or may not disagree with or agree with. So currently, the tally on Sina I'm going to refresh this. This is as of 12:13 p.m. China time, mainland China time, on February 6th, 2020. Total cases, 28,064. And there's 24,702 more suspected cases, 564 deaths, and on a very bright note, 1,239 have recovered, allegedly. They were let in with symptoms and they were let out without symptoms. So that's a bright spot. More recoveries than deaths. That's always a good thing. Out of the deaths, as I said before, most of them have been over the age of 55 and have had severe respiratory problems in the past. The youngest victim was, sadly, a 7-month infant. That infant is still alive to my knowledge, but again, it's a baby, so lower immune system. Oh, real quick, one more thing I forgot to mention about the prevention. Schools have been delayed. My university, Luoyang Normal University, has been delayed a week, which I think is a bit too little, especially considering the cases in Luoyang are increasing. More on that in a bit. And my supervisor says that if there are more delays to students coming to campus, we will do classes online. We're actually preparing to do stuff online if necessary, which, I mean, for an oral English class averaging 40 to 60 students, that's ranging from 40 to 60 students, that's going to be kind of difficult, I think, but that's beside the point. For the record, this is just a normal cough. I do not have the virus. Anyway, so let's go by province and territory here. So we're just going to go area by area here. Hubei province being the epicenter, 19,665 cases. 549 have died and 672 have recovered. So that is the overwhelming majority of the cases, 19.6K out of 28K. That's a lot. And Wuhan has overwhelming majority of those, 10,000 cases with 414 dead and 449 recovered. Moving on to other places. Zhejiang, 954 cases confirmed and 81 have recovered. No deaths, thankfully. Guangdong, 944 cases and 50 of those have recovered. Henan province, that's where I am. 851 cases, 2 of them have died, sadly, and 55 have recovered. Those 2 both were in the city of Nanyang in the southwest part of China, or part of Henan province. I will cover Henan specifically in a little bit, okay? Hunan province is next, which is to the south of Hubei. 711 cases confirmed, 67 recovered, no deaths. Jiangxi province, 600 cases, flat number, 37 recovered. Anhui province, 591 cases with 27 recovered. Chongqing administrative region, 389 cases, 2 deaths, sadly, with 15 recovered. Jiangsu province, 373 cases with 34 recovered. Shandong province, 343 cases with 21 recovered. Sichuan province, which is actually where my wife was born, 321 cases with 1 death and 31 recovered. Actually, let me see if I can find where my in-laws are on here. I don't know the Hanzi for their city. I'll look again later. I don't want to waste your time. Beijing, the capital, 274 cases, 1 death, 31 recovered. Shanghai, 254 cases, 1 death, 25 recovered. Heilongjiang province in the far northeast, 227 cases with 3 deaths, 7 recovered. Fujian province in the south, 215 cases with 11 recovered. Shanxi province, that's Shanxi for the opinion fanatics, because there are 2 provinces that sound almost the same. 173 cases with 7 recovered. Guangxi province, 168 cases, 14 recovered. Hebei province, that's to the north of my province, Henan, 157 cases, 1 death, 7 recovered. Yunnan province, 128 cases, 5 recovered. Hainan, the island to the south, 105 cases, 1 death, 5 recovered. Shanxi, that's Shan, 1AXI, 90 cases, 6 recovered. Liaoning province, 89 cases, 4 recovered. Tianjin, the city and administrative region, 69 cases, 1 death, 2 recovered. Guizhou, 69 cases, 1 death, 9 recovered. Gansu province, 62 cases and 6 recovered. Jilin province, 59 cases, 2 recovered. Inner Mongolia, autonomous region, 46 cases, 4 recovered. Ningxia, the Hui autonomous region, 40 cases with 1 recovery. Xinjiang, Uyghur autonomous region, 36 cases, no deaths, no recoveries. Hong Kong, 21 cases, 1 death, sadly. Qinghai province, 18 cases, 3 recovered. And I remind you, this is a mainland source, so Taiwan is included in these figures, 11 cases. Macau, 10 cases, and Tibet, 1 case. And for a while they had none, and then a few days ago they had 1 case. They're still sitting pretty at 1. It sounds like Tibet is the safest place to be right now. Anyway, the international tally, before I go to Henan province specifically, Japan has 45 cases, 1 recovered. Singapore, 28 cases. Thailand, 25 cases, 8 recovered. Korea, 23 cases, 1 recovered. Australia, 14 cases, 2 recovered. The USA, 12 cases, 1 recovered. Malaysia, 12 cases, also 1 recovered. Germany, 12 cases. Vietnam, 10 cases, 3 recovered. France, 6 cases. United Arab Emirates, 5 cases. Canada, 5 cases with 2 recovered. India, 3 cases. The Philippines, 3 cases, but with 1 death, sadly. Russia, 2 cases. England, not England, the UK, 2. I guess both probably are in England, but counting the UK as a whole here. Italy, 2. Belgium, 1. Spain, 1. Cambodia, 1. Sri Lanka, 1. Finland, 1, who has recovered, apparently. Nepal, 1. And Sweden, 1. So that's the worldwide count outside of China. Now, looking at Henan province, as this is where I am. Also, a little side note. I've mentioned several times I'm a big fan of Overwatch and the Overwatch League. The Chinese teams have elected to move their matches to Korea or to postpone their matches until later. I believe Chengdu opted to postpone them, which I'm kind of sad about because I'm a Chengdu fan, but most of the others have moved to Korea to play. It's going to really stink for Japan, though, because Japan's got the most international cases, and they have the Olympics and another big sporting event coming up in Tokyo. So this is going to be nuts for them. Anyway, Henan province. The most cases right now are in Xinjiang to the south, home of the most famous green tea in China. 164 out of Henan's 851 cases, it's 164 cases in Xinjiang with 9 cases recovered. Nanyang, 111 cases with the only 2 deaths in Henan, both in Nanyang, 5 recovered. Zhengzhou, the capital and biggest city, 102 cases with 21 recovered. Good on them. Zhumadian, 98 cases, 2 recovered. Shangqiu, 65 cases, 3 recovered. Zhoukou, 59 cases with 5 recovered. Pingdingshan, 41 cases. Xinxiang, I've got a friend working up there. 41 cases, 2 recovered. Anyang, in the north of the province, 37 cases and 1 recovered. Xuchang, 26 cases. Luohe, 26 cases, 1 recovered. Luoyang, that's where I am, 21 cases and 1 recovered. For a while, we went for a while with none, and then we had 1, and then we had 2, and then we had no new ones for 6 days, and then boom, it's just exploded. So we're still in the bottom half in terms of total count among Henan cities, but still 21 cases now. Kaifeng, 18 cases, 1 recovered. Jiaozuo, 17 cases, 1 recovered. Hebei, 10 cases. Semenxia, 7 cases, 1 recovered. Semenxia is to the west of Luoyang, close to the Shanxi, where Xi'an is. Puyang, 5 cases, and they've been the lowest among the prefecture level cities, to my knowledge, ever since it started. I'm not sure which area this is. It's not a prefecture level city. Whatever it is, 3 cases. No offense, people who live there. And then other areas, just 2. To my knowledge, up until yesterday, Luoyang has, I believe, 5 main districts. North of the river is, from west to east, you've got Jianxi, Shigong, the Old Town District, Chanhe, Hui People District, and then south of the Luo River, you have the New District, or Luolong District. Like, imagine Westeros, but with the north being bigger than everything else, but flip it to south. That's what the New District is like. The first case was in the New District, but I believe that case has recovered. As of yesterday, Jianxi province had 7 cases, Chanhe district had 3, and the rest were split between all the other districts. But we got 21 confirmed cases now, so A little worrying. That's not letting people. That's not fully getting people down though. Most shops are closed right now. Most of the work outside of government work and supermarkets have been delayed in opening until I believe the 8th of February. Convenience shops are also open usually because I think I mean it's a good place to get basic stuff, drinks, some food, and everyone's going around with masks. Again, it's, people aren't getting too down by it. People are still going out and shopping for their daily needs, and my wife and a few days ago just had to get out of the apartment, and we put on our masks and carried lots of sanitizing stuff and took our dog for a walk. And we went to a local park that is normally not too busy at this time of year. And actually, most major parks in town are closed because they're common congregating spots, and due to the fact that people are kind of getting cabin fever, and there's not much else to do in town right now. This park was the busiest I'd seen it outside of like a warm spring or summer day, and it's a nice park, great for walking right along the river, and a lot of people were out in their masks, walking their pets, hanging out. Some were not wearing masks, and I was like, okay, get away from them. We gave them a wide berth, but I mean, it was a beautiful day out. People were enjoying the weather, and really kind of showed the locals just having an indomitable spirit. People are genuinely worried about this, but it was a good day to get out and enjoy nature and get some fresh air, and people were doing it, just trying to stay safe with the masks. And so it was encouraging. People aren't getting too down by this. And China's faced lots of disaster before compared to the wars and uprisings they've had in the past, and famines and earthquakes. This is, it's big, but it's not as big as a lot of other stuff that's happened. And China's continued for thousands of years, so they'll keep on. Anyway, please, those of you out there, keep China in your thoughts and prayers. If you can send resources, especially good quality face masks, that would be great. And yeah, face masks are currently in a shortage. Medicine for keeping down symptoms of cold and flu and that sort of thing are low in stock as well. Any stock that comes in is usually bought up pretty quick. And so, if you know of any charities or just any individual people who are taking collections, masks are a big thing. Any kind of cold medicine is a big thing, but especially masks. Again, please support the Chinese people through sending things or prayer or anything, any way you can think of. Also, please keep the vicious stereotypes to a minimum. Actually, no, scratch that. Don't use vicious stereotypes at all, please. There's been enough between the whole eating dog and bad driving crap, which for the most part isn't true. But now you got stereotypes of Chinese people eating bats. You got stereotypes of Chinese people being disease-ridden. How many cases is it again? 28,064 cases out of 1.4 billion people. That's nothing. Okay? So don't be trying to spread rumors that they're completely riddled with disease here, or that they're eating gross crap. Okay? Because stereotyping's bad. Anyway, God bless China, and good luck to them, and good luck to all the students as they are preparing for coming back to school. And yeah. Also, one more thing. At least here in Luoyang, my boss has said if you're in Luoyang, don't leave. If you're out of Luoyang, don't come back. At least until stuff's more under control. So, if you enjoy this, like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments about me, about this channel, about this topic, anything, put a comment in the comment section below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And once again, follow me on Facebook at The Cross Cultural Nerd and on Twitter at XCulturalNerd. I'm Daniel, The Cross Cultural Nerd. You have a good day. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.